Cities put on President Trump's sanctuary warning list, how they're responding.
No child should have to walk to school on streets we already know are dangerous.
A demand for action tonight to address San Diego's most dangerous intersections.
The Manson family killer who wrote Helter Skelter in blood at the crime scene has been granted parole.
On the menu tonight, it's been called the best restaurant you've never heard of. It's in a unique location. I'll take you inside Bougie Mana for some incredible Mediterranean food.
The highwayman's house is on the road to recovery. The East County Posse is coming to his rescue.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
San Diegans are about to get another early taste of summer with warm temperatures expected this weekend. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Richard Allen, in tonight for Marcella Lee. Now, it's not just going to be hot, it's going to be humid. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis has been tracking our conditions.
She joins us now early with a first look at what we can expect this weekend, and there's even the possibility of rain.
Get ready for
Could happen.
The whole shebang.
All right.
Yes, it is actually into the tropical season. So you're talking about the Eastern Pacific. It's starting to pick up. It started on May 15th, and now we're going to be feeling some of those impacts. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weather impacts that we are going to have for this weekend. So yes, they're holding on to those warm temperatures that you felt for today, but it's going to feel warmer tomorrow because it's going to be muggy. So we are looking at an influx of tropical moisture that brings in that humidity and a chance for showers as well as thunderstorms in our forecast. Highs for tomorrow will be in the 80s. You're looking at those 80s for the most part across the county when it comes to the inland valleys and also for the mountains. We have the 70s right there along the coast. 101 expected tomorrow for Borrego Springs. But as I mentioned, it's going to feel more uncomfortable because of humidity. You have an area of high pressure that is over the west, and so that even brought some record-breaking temperature to Southern California for today. And then you're going to tap into the moisture that's going to be just towards the south of us. An area of low pressure will steer in our direction. It is a tropical storm right now. It will not be when it makes its arrival here over the weekend. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those impacts, time out the rain a little bit more with our chances coming up. Carlo.
Thank you, Carlene. And remember, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The Trump administration has released a new list of sanctuary cities that it says are not cooperating with federal immigration enforcement. And several cities here in San Diego County made that list.
CBS 8's Brian White shares which cities as well as a new goal for the Trump administration.
Yeah, the new list from the Department of Homeland Security put more than 500 sanctuary jurisdictions on notice across the country. And here locally, San Diego County was named on that list, as well as 4 cities. Chula Vista, Santee, the city of San Diego, and Vista were all named on this new list.
It's an absolute mistake.
Vista Mayor John Franklin says their city does not belong on this list. He says 2 years ago, their city council passed a resolution opposing sanctuary state law SB 54 that limits local cooperation with federal immigration enforcement.
There's no reason that when they're already in jail, we shouldn't be peacefully transferring them to custody of federal authorities.
And Mayor John Minto was also surprised to see the city of Santee on this list.
My reaction is, gee, how did that happen? We've never said anything about being a sanctuary city.
And a similar reaction from John McCann, mayor of Chula Vista.
Yeah, very surprised. And so we're hoping it was just a oversight or some type of error.
A spokesperson for San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria told me this announcement raises more questions than answers, and she said in a statement that, quote, the city will continue to comply with state and federal laws. Now, in Trump's executive order, federal grants and contracts may be suspended if sanctuary cities do not comply. The 3 local mayors I talked to from Vista, Santee, and Chula Vista all say they're in contact with their federal partners to clear this up.
And I'm going to be trying to find out how we did get onto the list. This could potentially affect federal funding. It could affect grants that we might receive.
And this list from DHS comes at a time when the Trump administration is looking to ramp up deportations and increase arrests to 3,000 per day. Reporting in downtown, Brian White, CBS 8.
All right, thanks, Brian. Right now, the San Diego Police Department is getting ready to transition to fully encrypted radio channels. Now, we're told it will happen by Monday in an effort to comply with a mandate from California's Justice Department. The police department says that mandate helps protect the personal identifying information of all individuals. San Diegans will still be able to view many police calls through the department's online dispatch sites.
Parole is granted for one of the notorious killers in the Manson family murders. Patricia Krenwinkel is the one who wrote Helter Skelter in Blood at one of the crime scenes.
As CBS 8's David Gottfredson tells us, relatives of the victims spoke in strong opposition to her release today.
It's impossible for me to be done with these because public safety is at risk.
Deborah Tate is the sister of Sharon Tate, who was 8.5 months pregnant when she was murdered in 1969 inside her home in Los Angeles by members of the Manson family.
I should have a nephew that I never got to experience.
Deborah has attended all 15 parole hearings for Patricia Krenwinkel, who was a main actor in the murders of Tate and 4 other people that night in the same home. She spoke at the hearing today, strongly opposing parole. This interview is from 2016.
This is extremely disturbed minds, and this kind of thing just doesn't go away. The heinousness of the crime should absolutely stand.
Krenwinkel also participated in another Manson family killing rampage the very next night, stabbing Leno and Rosemary LaBianca to death inside their Los Angeles home. Krenwinkel used a fork to carve the word war in the husband's stomach and then used the victim's blood to write Helter Skelter on a refrigerator door. The couple's nephew spoke today saying the murder weapon was the carving fork for our Christmas turkey. She is a serial murderer. She should have had the death penalty. All of the Manson murderers were in fact given the death penalty, but in 1972, the California Supreme Court converted their sentences to life in prison. Charles Manson died behind bars in 2017. One of the killers, Leslie Van Houten, is now out on parole. Krenwinkel declined to testify at today's hearing, but she spoke to the LA Times in 2014.
I guess when I start thinking of myself, mostly the word that comes to mind is what a coward that I found myself to be.
This afternoon, parole commissioners granted Krenwinkel's parole, saying at age 77 she no longer poses a risk to society. Her release still has to be approved by the full parole board, and then the final decision will go to the governor's office, which could take several months. David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
All right, after a day off, the Padres right now are getting ready to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Friars are hoping to keep their winning ways going following their series victory over the Miami Marlins earlier this week. CBS 8's Jake Garriani joins us now ahead of tonight's first pitch.
Ready to roll,
Yeah,
right? I mean, big series coming up. Winnable games is what I see. The Pirates are a bad baseball team. Just being honest, they're the 4th worst team in baseball. The seafoam and green, as well as the pink, will be on display tonight at Petco Park. Friars are set to begin that 3-game series against the Pirates on a City Connect Friday, where Nick Pivetta starts for the Pods. Pivetta enters this game with a 5-2 record and an ERA of 2.72. Now, this is a Pirates team that the Friars have already faced this season, and it went really well for the Padres. The Padres' first 3 games of May and the last few games of May will be against Pittsburgh, and San Diego would love to bookend the month with sweeps of the Buccos. That 3-game set earlier this month saw the Padres dominate the Pirates in Pittsburgh. San Diego would outscore the Jolly Roger 15-5, winning all 3 games on the banks of the Allegheny River at PNC Park. Tonight, Game 1 is set And then game 2 tomorrow will be a matchup you can watch on the CW San Diego. Hopefully it's the Friars looking for that series win come Saturday. We will be live at Petco Park for pregame coverage starting at 6 p.m. on the CW. And be sure to stay tuned all the way through the game, as we will also have a postgame show as well. Again, Pirates Padres on the CW San Diego starting at 6 p.m. And as for the pitching matchup in that game tomorrow, it will be Dylan Cease on the bump for the Brown and Gold. Cease is coming off a 5-inning, 8-strikeout performance against the Atlanta Braves. He enters this game with an ERA just under 5 and a 1-3 record, but he has really started to find that feel of things this month. In May, he has posted a 3.38 ERA in 5 starts with just 11 earned runs in 36 punchouts. On the other side of the rubber, it will be Bailey Falter. Falter making his second start against San Diego, as he threw in that first series I mentioned, and he threw the ball really well. He went 7 innings, giving up just 1 run, striking out 6. The Padres will try and inflict more damage to the Pittsburgh Southpaw come Saturday. Looking forward to the series. As I mentioned, just a lot of winnable games. And coming up in sports, we have an update on Michael King, who went to the 15-day IL, but we actually got some information on why he's there.
Good weekend for baseball.
All right.
Always. CW tomorrow.
There we are.
Thanks, Jake.
All right. Thanks, Jake.
Nearly 400,000 ballots are on their way to registered voters for the County Board of Supervisors District 1 special election. The July 1st runoff is to fill the seat left vacant by Nora Vargas. Voters will decide between Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre and Chula Vista Mayor John McCann. Whomever is elected will finish the rest of the term, which ends in January of 2029. Registered voters should expect to get their ballots starting next week. Some may get theirs as early as this weekend.
And demanding action tonight to protect San Diego students.
Still ahead, what community advocates want to see to address the city of San Diego's most dangerous intersections.
And San Diego drivers should prepare for a more complicated commute as some freeways begin a years-long makeover.
And as we go to break, local military families need your help. You can donate items like diapers and toiletries and drop them off at Navy Federal Credit Union branches. For more information, go to cbs8.com/community. We'll be right back.